Hey, so hello everyone, this is Jan, and it's going to be a very exciting day, and we have a new international master on board. It's Balind Hedjesi, I think is his name, and today he's playing for the or in the first Serbian league, and is in a hotel, and at the moment he is at breakfast, but we should be able to start soon. I just need to set up lead chess correctly so we can see it, and then we can start. So first, before I introduce the opponent, I will set up lead chess now, and then we are good to start. So let me just set up lead chess here, and yeah, let's go. One, two, three, check, check. Yeah, my sound should be good. That's nice. Then I need to click a plus here and put in a video capture. That video capture should be Opera. That's the browser I use. The name is already in use, so I call it Opera 4. Yes, that's Chrome for now. So then we have Opera. Where's Opera? Opera is here. That's good. Okay, capture audio beta I think is also fine. Yes, this looks all right. Yeah, I just leave it on top here. Then hold on just a second. Plus, do I have Discord already on here? Because Discord is the sound transmission for Balind. What do I show in Discord right now? Hi there, hi, and I am calling now for audio. Good, that's everything cool. Okay, so let's put on Discord here. Windows capture Discord. Discord 4 also, and clicking on OK. Discord capture audio should be fine. Okay, now I need to put it here. Okay, Discord goes down all the way here. That's all right. Then I need to move Opera here. Okay, so that's all good. You should be able to see me now. You see lead chess, and yeah, once we start the game, I need to recheck here if everything is okay. But I think it should work really well. Okay, so let's see on Discord then. Lead chess will restart in 9 minutes. I have no clue why it says that. Probably a... If I start the game... Oops, sorry. This is all okay. So here, then if we... if we start the game, will it be able that we continue our game? Do I have to log in and everything? I don't know. It's the very first time in my many years on lead chess that I see this. I have no clue. But yeah, I suggest that my opponent and we just wait 8 minutes. I think that's probably best. I'm going to take my mobile phone and write him to ask if he has the same thing. Let's see. Lead chess. Okay, lead chess is here. Yeah, it says lead chess will restart in 8 minutes. Okay. Chess under fire. My inbox here. Mute but I will watch the recording after. Okay. I'm going to ask him, do you also see the restart? Question mark. Let's see what he says. By the way, my opponent is from Japan. We have many hours time difference, of course. I believe it's the very first time I play someone from Japan. So, and his name is Karpovian. Okay, KarpovianPython. So it's a very cool name, and I hope, of course, we'll have a nice game. Okay, so he doesn't see the lead chess will restart button. So, okay, I'm going to write him, I hope that after the, what's it called in English? The demanded restart? The demanded by lead chess. I hope that after the demanded by lead chess restart, we will still have our game. He asks, wait, what do you mean? And I'm tell him, there is, he said we will. Okay. He's typing. Okay. And let's see what he's typing. Happens to me every dojo tournament game. Okay, cool. Then we can start. Okay. Cool. Okay, cool. Comma. Then I will do the introduction and we start. Okay. Just be sure to refresh the page after the restart. I noticed that helps. Okay. Cool. Then mobile phone goes closed and to the side. And yeah, I'm just checking how we look like on stream. We are good. And yes, then we are ready to start. And Mariko plays chess is online. Good morning. Is this your actual heart rate? You seem very relaxed. Yes, it's my actual heart rate. And I used to do triathlon, so it should be low. But I had games where it was like 120 or so. So this is going to be really interesting. I will not be able to read chat during the game. Yeah, this is important. And yeah, Balind might also not be able to read the chat. So when you chat, you maybe chat with other viewers, but probably not Balind today. And yeah, I just do the introductions and then we start. We should be all good now. I will check again once the game starts, or I can do this now. Hold on. But my opponent is playing white, so I don't know if he starts the game right away. I will just yeah, do the introduction right now. So welcome everyone to today's 7th round of the classical dojo tournament. And I'm in position number 11 with 3.5 out of 7. And if I win, I believe I'm the very first time in the top 10. So this would be really, really, really cool, of course. But I was on vacation for now 2.5 weeks and, well, only did some chessable mate patterns. Yesterday I played 3 5-0 games. and that was kind of so-so. So I'm also not warmed up, just woke up like half an hour ago, then set everything up. And it's going to be a very interesting game, hopefully. Let's see. And yeah, how will this work today? My opponent is KarpovianPython from Japan. And he has a rating of around 1860, I think. And I have a provisional 2070, but this is only because I have a new account and happened to win and draw against high-rated players. So this will go down certainly. Balind is the Balind Hedjesi. He is the IM who is commentating today. He is currently not online as he is playing the Serbian First League today and is in a hotel. I believe he's at breakfast right now. That's what he said. And he will come in and say, "Hello, Jan, I'm online." Then I will greet him. And then I will put out the headphones, so I cannot hear him, I cannot see him, so we will have a fair game, of course. That's always important. And yeah, that's pretty much around about what I wanted to say. So the lead chess will restart is in 1 minute now, as it shows here. And yeah, we will just start the game, and yeah, KarpovianPython, of course. I wish you an interesting game, and may the better one win as always. Okay, so then I will accept his challenge. Let's see if I have a challenge here. Not now. Okay. I had the challenge earlier on. What happens if I click on challenges? It says no challenges. So I probably need to write him again, or that we can start. So if it is not there, the challenge in like 19 seconds, then I will ask him, well, ask him on the phone to re-challenge. Okay, okie dokie, he said. So please. Now the restart thing is gone. I refresh, F5, refresh, it worked. Okay. So please a challenge again. He told me that he is not watching the stream in case he forgets to unmute, or yeah, just by accident sees the or hears anything. So that should be all fine. I wrote him, please challenge again. So I'm waiting for the challenge, and then we start. There it is. Alrighty. So I click on the challenge, I accept. It's 60 plus 30 rated. Okay. Now I'm going to, okay. So now I'm going to check how you guys see it. Okay, I see that I can make it a little larger. Okay, hold on. So, yeah, I think this is good. Then, or wait, I can do it a little different. Okay, so here, and then, wait, here, and how do I open this? So this should be good, and this should be fine, I guess. Yes, a little smaller maybe. Yes, correct. Okay. Now we're good. So we are ready and able to start the game. Let's go. Okay, so back to Opera and starting. Okay, best of luck. And I'm really unprepared. I usually don't know openings well, and I will go with this one. I believe that's a Dutch. and we see. Game clock starting, all good. I know the first 4 to 5 moves, I think, but we'll see if my thinking here is correct, as always. Okay, KarpovianPython is thinking, so I hope, I believe that he is not prepared for the Dutch, of course. We see. Okay. Okay, he's taking his time right from the start, which is probably a smart thing to do. And yeah, I will just move my first 4 or 5 moves and they should be fine. And then I will start thinking too. Maybe the game is also over very quick and Balind will come back and the game is already over. We'll see. Yeah, okay, so his knight went to f3, and in this kind of setup I don't like it that he is able to go to e5 eventually, because I want to bring my pawn to d5, and yeah, I don't like to have it there, but I will just go as normal. Of course, now I regret that I don't do my opening study, but it is what it is, and I hope that on our level opening study is kind of neglectable, and yeah, we'll see. Maybe going knight b8 to c6 and c6 to e5, of course, might be a good way here. But here I always think that exchanging the knight makes sense, so I go here right away. And I have no clue if that is fine, but it opens up the f-file if he takes. And then I short castle and have, of course, attacking power on the king side. But it is against opening rules, I believe. I'm not fully developed. Move the piece twice, and yeah, we'll see. And just in case, 2 years ago or 3 years ago, when I was interested in chess, I took some lessons from Balind, so I know him already, and he knows me a little. So yeah, we'll see if he says something about that later on. Okay, if I'm out of book fast, that is also fine for me, as I hope he's out of book also. And we really have to play ourselves. So let's take it. Okay. Now the decision is, of course, which pawn does he take? If I would be him, I would take the B pawn. And why would I take the B pawn? Just to have more center power, and he did, which is nice. So I short castle now, and then try to develop the rest. Yes. But I would say I'm pretty unexperienced playing the Dutch, as I only played like 3, 4, 5 classical games with the Dutch. I try to use it in blitz games, but I usually don't know what I'm doing. At least that's the feeling, as I don't spend too much time with opening study. Lately I concentrated on mating patterns. Okay, I see that IM Balind is online, so he watches the game. That is nice. And now he needs to come up on Discord for audio, and then I will stop my commentary. So we'll see if I can hear him sooner or later. Okay. Uh-huh. Okay, now I really have to start thinking here. Okay, now Balind is out again. Okay, we'll see. I quickly take a short look at Discord if Balind has the audio connection. We'll see. Okay, yes, we're on. That is fine. Now I take a quick look at OBS. That is also fine. So that is all good. And I had a comment on Twitch chat. That's my real heart rate. Yes, it is my real heart rate, and I'm surprised myself that it was 51. But it's usually a good sign. Okay, so Balind is at his computer. I know he is. Okay. We are connected, and Balind is on mute in Discord. That's why we are not able to hear him. He will probably unmute himself and jump in. I trust him. And yeah, I go back to here. Okay. Now, okay. So Balind, just in case you hear me, you are on mute in Discord, and if you unmute it, we should be able to hear your commentary. But again, don't commentate before I put my headphones out. So it's cool. Okay, so let's think what's happening here. He, of course, has a strong e5 with the pawn. He has a weak c3 pawn. And I see no chance to attack it right now. c4 at the moment is, of course, also weak. And I think he's going to play c5 sooner or later. What can I do? I'd like to strengthen my power on e5 and would like to go for d6, which I think is a typical move on playing the Dutch. So then I can see what he will do if he plays c5 or goes for d5. Okay, so I think I should be good with d6, but I need some more thinking time here. Okay. Yes, I think that should be good. Okay, now while I played, I will shortly check for Balind. Okay. Okay. Okay, hold on. Just writing Balind. You would need to unmute and start saying hello. Switching back to the game. Okay, back in the game. Okay.
Hello. Hello, Jan. Can you hear me?
There you are.
Ciao.
Yes. Hold on. I will
finally
check
back.
if everyone can hear you. Yes, you are online. That is cool. So, Balind, welcome to the game, of course. And for everyone,
Thank you.
Balind is an international master. Today he's playing the Serbian First League at 4 p.m. You're, of course, invited to follow his games on, I believe they are transmitted in Lichess and chess.com maybe. But Balind will probably say a little bit more about this. And I took some lessons with Balind 3 years ago, I think. And Balind is a very fun guy. I always remember that he said the bishop is the, what is it called, the sniper, the sharpshooter from all the way behind. And that really stuck with me, and I hope to implement it in my games. And with that, I'm now okay to put out my headphones. It will work like this. I will not be able to see or hear Balind, but he will be able to see our game, of course, and he will be able to hear what I'm saying. I will always say like, oh, sorry, Balind, for interrupting. Then I give my thoughts about the game, and he's able to react. Of course, after the game finished, I will put in the headphones again, so we have a little chat about the game, and then we're off for the day. Again, it is round number 7 in the Chess Dojo Classical Open. I'm at place 11. 3.5 out of 7, and the last 2 rounds were bye games as I were on vacation. So yeah, it will be interesting to see if I manage a win here. If I do win, I believe I might be, for the very first time, in the top 10 of the leaderboard.
Whoa. Nice.
With this, Balind, I will put out my headphones. I wish you lots of fun commentating, and talk to you later. And hear you later,
Yeah,
of course. Okay.
also, I want to thank you for invitation, and I will gladly comment your today game.
Okay, cool.
And good luck.
Well, thank you.
So,
I will put out the headphones right now. Okay.
of course. Bye. So today we have a nice game. Dutch defense starts with c4 f5, and we can check a little bit what is going on about theory and does they play the best moves. I will check some theory before I start to comment the game. Knight f6, bishop g3. I'm sorry. I made a mistake.
Okay, sorry. This is the first time that I'm interrupting you, Balind. I'm sorry, but I'd like to share my thoughts here. So this
Of
is
course.
what usually always happens. If I play d5, he probably plays c5, and then I'm stuck with a white bishop. I never know how to really develop it then. And yeah, that's one of the problems that I have. So I have to do lots of thinking here. And as there are so many things I'd like to attack right away, but I'm not developed yet. So first development and then attacking. So we'll see how that goes.
Okay, guys. In this moment, the move number 9, rook e1, and we have the interesting game between Tukmakov Vladimir and Gerber Richard, played 1999, and in that case, Tukmakov, who was favorite in that match, he won.
And I forgot to say, sorry, just in case somebody is writing in chat, I'm not able to see the chat either on Twitch or YouTube, as I only focus on the game, and there might be some hints in the chat that would be cheating, of course, so I'm not going to do this. And as Balind is in a hotel, probably with a mobile phone, I think, or a notebook only, he's also probably not going to take a look at the chat. So if you're chatting, you probably chat with the other people in chat. Okay, sorry for that.
Or
okay,
maybe you can chat in the
difficult.
chat room.
Not talking anymore. Over to Balind again.
Okay. So also you can chat in the spectator room, only chess where that happens played. So we can chat there. Anyway, interesting game. Basically, I'm checking from the beginning. The opening was completely correct, as I said. Maybe knight e4 is a little bit earlier played than usual. So instead of knight e4, the move number 5 for black, we can maybe play just short castle, and also different approaches. In these moments we have the structure like f5, e6, d5, and c6, which is well known theoretical position called stonewall. So black is really tough and very hard to break him, but he had all the time problem with his bishop on c8, so that is obvious. Difficult, big difficulties about his development, like in French defense, that French bishop. So in one moment that will be necessary to find a way to develop him. Yeah, after rook e1, this move is nice move, and white wants to go directly with some e4 idea. In my opinion, development is necessary, so black needs to do something with his queen side. Also, without that knight, probably attack and ideas like queen e8, queen h5 doesn't goes well completely, because the attack without knight on from f6 is really slow, and white will survive. So black just needs to take positional fight into the center to control some important squares like e4, e5, d5, and yeah, probably at the end that statical weakness is on the c file double pawns. Maybe c4 could be a next land base for black pieces. Examples like, I don't know, knight c6, knight a5 ideas, or some other stuffs. Also, we need to see how we will develop that knight from c8. Anyway, we can expect very nice, interesting game in next few moves. Interesting fight.
Sorry for interrupting again, Balind and everybody, but here, as you see, I'm kind of stuck. Don't have enough knowledge in the Dutch, and here I think of two things. Maybe knight b8 to d7 and then f6 to just bring it over for having more attacking power on the king side. The other thing is bishop b8 to c6, and yeah, then pawn b6, bishop c7, b7. So I don't know if this works out well, but I like the idea to have more attacking power on the king side. On the other hand, the knight on c6 would give me more strength on e5, and yeah, we see how that goes.
This could be really interesting, and will be
knight
okay.
d7, which temporarily will give me a very weak e6 pawn.
Exactly.
So I keep on thinking and then just move. Okay.
Yeah, of course, Jan. Think about that. So as you hear, Jan said his thoughts. I'm not completely following that idea. I don't know how that will end up, and depends from white responses. Obviously, you know, when we have something like rook e1, our opponent basically telephone us, I'm going to play e4. So we need to see what is going on and how much damage and how much problems he will make with that type of moves like e4. So some slow development, like I don't care, with b6 or something, could be really big problem, because the longest diagonal h1 a8 is covered, and there is a, like Jan said, sniper, and we need to think about that in the future. We need to find a way to stop or neutralize him. Anyway, this idea is actually okay. Knight d7, knight f6 to protect that e4 square. The only problem is if the opponent understand and he pushed that pawn immediately. So that is something what could be a problem for black pieces. Anyway, Jan decides to take on e4, which will probably be taken back. Of course, the rook now is on the open file, and Jan needs to do something about this e6 weakness. So maybe we'll see what he's gonna do. Multiple options in this moment, so we'll see after that. When he play his move, I will give some I'm sorry, comment about this position.
Again, sorry for interrupting. My first reaction was just a follow up with the plan, putting the knight on f6 now, attacking the rook. Pawn would
Attacking
be defended
the rook
by the bishop, but he needs to move away with the rook. And then I fear yeah, I fear that he goes knight g5, having a double attack on the pawn on e6. So what shall I do then? I could just go pawn e5. And that's probably what I'm going to do here. I will keep on thinking, and over to Balind.
Okay. So this is interesting. Jan can hear me now, and he's playing with. He's struggling with his thoughts. What next? Also, the position is not easy to how to continue, and basically, knight f6 is. I like to call this type of moves grandpa moves. You know that all guys in park when they are playing chess, and when you are asking them what is the results, they don't know, and they just enjoying in the in the open space nature and park, and some games, of course, hanging around. So anyway, this knight f6 is a standard move, you know, obvious move, logical move, which will save Jan for short amount of period, because e6 square is vulnerable, and he didn't help that. He didn't help with this move knight f6 about e6 weaknesses. So the way how he's gonna continue will decide the game, and probably this next few moves will be very important, especially for black position. I think in this position white is completely okay. His structure, the only weakness is weakness in white structure is double C pawn, but in these moments I don't see how black can expose them and attack them, so they will survive. And the main problem in this position stays on e6, so that is the biggest weakness in black position, and he needs to find a way how to play, how to push forward that pawn. Anyway, very nice solution in my opinion. And we can see also what is going on with the game, our primary game. I said that Tukmakov Vladimir and Gerber Richard, they played the same, and in these moments knight d7, knight d, yeah, my opinion my opinion about this position after 11th move, white move rook e4, is that e6 is not protectable and we cannot save him. So basically the best way is to sacrifice him or do something else. Also the move 10th move fe4, I think was not the best move. Because
sorry for interrupting again, Balind. Here I have several candidate moves. One is knight f6 to g4, but I feel this is too soon. And the next one is why is it too soon? Because I have trouble on the queen side. The bishop c8 is not developed yet, and I of course would like to bring it on the long diagonal, a8 h1, but we'll have to think about that. Next move I'd like to play is h5, just to start attacking his king side, attacking in quotation marks. Then several moves on the queen side come to my mind, like pawn c6, queen d7, but I don't know why. So maybe bishop c8 to d7, queen c8 makes more sense, but I really don't know and need to think a lot. So if I would have played more Dutch, I would know more about the plans, but I obviously don't. So yeah, I
Obviously.
just will think a little more and then make a move. Back to Balind.
Okay, Jan. Okay. So as Jan said, it's really difficult, especially if you are not playing this Dutch defense many times before. So let's go back from this moment and let's speak about the about the move 9. So after this rook e1, as I mentioned, our opponent just telephoned us to us he is coming and we need to do something different. Okay. So this one. Yeah, and especially in this situation, and move number 10. Jan, move number 9. Jan played knight d7. I'm not big fan of that move because knight on d7 usually goes when do we have the double knights, knight on f6, and then we are playing knight to d7, giving the options for black to jump on e4, and later we can support that pawn or square with knight d7 to f6. In this case, probably much better move. And also I'm scanning this position with the computer, that knight c6 is the best move. So basically knight c6, the idea is to attack vulnerable c4 pawn. Also gives you easier way to push that e5 pawn. And the third benefit of this move is your light square bishop stays open, so you don't need to move your knight after knight d7 to catch some purpose for the bishop. Knight c6 and he stays open. Also d5 is not problem, e d5, queen d5 or c d5, that works perfect for us. And knight from c6 will find the very cool square knight a5 follow up with b6, and cc vulnerable pawn give to black the
Okay, and here I
compensation and
think
some.
I see a first tactic for him. As I said, by bringing the knight to g5, he has a double attack on my e6 pawn. If I go bishop c8 d7 now, he plays the knight to g5. I put my queen on c8, but he is also attacking with the bishop on g2, now my b7 pawn. And if he then takes with the knight on e5, I retake. He takes, I retake with the bishop. He takes with that one. Oh, I need to calculate that properly. Sorry.
Okay, and that is thanks to share your thoughts and ideas about this position. As I said, probably the key lies in this move number 9, knight d7 is not the best square for the knight, and as Jan said, that is lack of experience about French defense, Dutch defense structure, and of course the ideas without two knights are a little bit different. Jan mentioned that options to attack the white side and white king side. Of course, that goes well with queen e8, queen h5 plan, maybe to push g4, g5, g4. But in this moment, it's not possible. The knight is gone. We trade the knights, and white is really fast. So after knight d7, he pushed e4, which is probably the best continuation for white. Let me check. So yeah, according to computer, and that primary game Tukmakov Vladimir and Gerber Richard. That was into the game. Of course, in this moment after 10th move e4 for white, I don't like that fe4.
Okay, I'm a coward.
Because
I probably play h6 in fear of his g5 knight, and this is probably too slow, but I like to defend that, and he probably not going to sacrifice his bishop on h6 then, as that would really weaken my king side, of course. But yeah, we see. And time is also a thing here.
Okay, Jan. So I'm going back on the move number 10, fe4, rook e4, and now we are struggling with the e6 weaknesses. In this case, the other option for black was to push e5. I know that is also not the best according to computer, and that seems bad for black, leaving some vulnerable pawns on e6 or e5, or But anyway, that is the only active way to finish our development as with the black pieces. So Jan took on e4, fe4, rook e4, and now we are in troubles. I saw the only move, in my opinion, the only move which can give us some ideas about development, how to finish the development. And that was e5. One of the best move in this position was e5. If you sacrifice your pawn, you will take back some of these c pawns. At the end, white will stay with c3 and c4 pawns. Our bishop will be able to attack the rooks. Combining attack on the rook, also the vulnerable pawn on c3 or c4 will fall down, and they are hanging after some basic e5 and trades, and bishop f6 or bishop e6 and f5. So the best move, in my opinion, is e5, because we will just activate our bishops, and basically we can solve the problem about e6 vulnerable pawn. So Jan played knight f6, rook e2. Maybe it's not the best move, but yeah. Yeah, and this knight d7 variation is played in the game Felsberghard Rumstrevor 2005, and the game end up with a draw, but basically white has a serious advantage, and the advantage for white is +1. So really difficult for black to play. Knight f6, he continued like that, rook e2, and now we can see almost the only move and the only solution for black is to play queen e8 and transfer the queen on the other side. Also, king h8 helps about that problem, knight g5 or some geometry. e6 vulnerable square is the biggest worry for Jan. Yeah, h6 is some impression about problems, knight g5 and geometry on e6 and bishop h3, but it's not enough. And of course, white can continue to develop his pieces. h6 leave the black squares very vulnerable, as I'm sorry, white squares on the king side, g6, h5, e6 stays vulnerable, and that is normal. And white can continue to push forward with something like queen d3, queen c2, taking control over the g6 square, knight h4 also at some point, bishop h3 or queen e1. I don't see how will Jan protect his e6 pawn. And that will be the most important task. Yeah, now white is thinking about that, how to finish his development. Obviously, he's in a driver's seat. Of course, he's better in these moments, but we'll see. It's not crucial advantage, and black can fight. Still, it's possible to reorganize his pieces, and some breakthrough into the center could give him some activities and some counterplay. We'll see what's gonna be in next few moves. We are waiting white move, and that could be decisive. Now depends what he will choose, and how Jan can continue and keep fighting about e6 weakness, vulnerable pawn, and how to transfer some pieces on the king side and arrange some counter attack. We'll see.
Hello Balind, this is Jan again, sorry for interrupting. And here I like, of course, that he starts to think, but I also fear that he starts to think, of course. Here I'm clearly in lack of a plan. So what I usually do is I start with an evaluation of the position, and I go with the K-maps system. That means king safety first. Now he played. Okay, I will do this later on. Okay, sorry. Okay.
Yeah, so white goes with the bishop a3, which is not, in my opinion, not the best move. at this moment, because not direct threat, that's the point. Yeah, Jan is thinking what next, but he's in serious trouble.
I'm sorry if I'm interrupting too much. My thoughts here are that
No,
my
share your thoughts.
e6 pawn is really weak, and of course would like to go e5, but this doesn't seem to be an option right now. I don't like his I don't like his knight on f3. So my knight here is pretty much doing nothing, so I would like to go h7 and g5, attacking his knight and also making way for my dark squared bishop and the queen, of course. Yeah, so that's what I'm probably going to do. I also like to connect rooks, and yeah. Let's see. Back to Balind.
Okay. Jan share with us his thoughts, and of course he wants to play something like knight h7. Basically, why I don't like that move. That move is usually the knight doesn't need to go from the center. So f6, c6, c3, and f3 squares for white and black knights are the most natural and most effective pieces, because you have control over two central squares, and basically when you move them from the center, that's the problem, because you are losing control into the center, and probably he'll be punished if he do that. I understand his decision, because now it's very difficult to find a normal way and normal path to cover these weaknesses on g6, e6, and light squares at all. So maybe in this moment, in this position, could be queen e8, or he can maybe play some king h8, king h7. I don't like this position at all, and also the problem on e6 stays forever. So maybe in one moment he needs to choose some radical measures and e5 or something to open that center to trade some pieces, and black job needs to be to find some ideas to make the c pawns vulnerable. So after some standard e5, d5, d5, the chances to trade the queens or to trade the bishop, that's the idea in this position. I don't see nothing else. Also, the problem for black, he's playing many times with the same piece. Knight was there on f6. Try to develop your other pieces. Maybe bishop d7 and queen c8 was slightly better, but still, as I said and mentioned earlier, the main problem stays, and e6 vulnerable pawn could be the decisive in this position. So I'm sorry, it's not easy to protect him, and probably we need to organize the best way to sacrifice him and push him on e5. We'll see. In this position, white is obviously much better. Semi-open b file, e file for his rooks. The bishop stays on the top, on the roof. I like to call them snipers because they are, when they have a target, they are just waiting on the higher ground, and you cannot pass through them. Aiming on the b7, on the e6, that light square bishop is a beast. So how to neutralize him? It's not possible completely. And Jan start with this knight h7, knight g5 idea, which is okay if white don't play some fast stuffs, and if you don't attack the pawn on e6. So maybe bishop h3 could stop Jan idea with knight h7, knight g5. I know I played very interesting game on this first league against Ivic, and I also I was in trouble what to do with my knight. Knight was on b3. My plan was to push that pawns a3 b4 or b3 a3 b4, but I decided to after 10 minutes to play knight a1 with idea to transfer him on c2 b4 and c6 later. But anyway, I knew that do not move your knight from the center. I'm speaking that to myself, and in difficult position when I lost over 10 minutes of my time thinking and finding nothing, I decided to play knight a1, knight c2, knight b4, and knight c6 at the end, which is really slow. Really passive, and my knight from the beginning was probably on the better square. Also in this moment, Jan, with his knight on f6, feeling some struggles and pressure about e6 square, about some central squares, about the white snipers on a3 and g2, and he's trying to solve that problem on some unspecific way. Basically, you cannot move the knight from the center. He controls many squares, and his absence will be probably decisive in this position. So big advantage for white. I hope Jan will find a way to make some counterplay in this position. That depends also from white pieces and how his opponent will play. That is one chess lover from Japan, and yes, it's nice to have some international chess tournament on Chess Dojo. Really nice tournaments. Some of my students also likes to play these tournaments on Chess Dojo. So very only nice words for this, and these guys are doing good stuff and preparing that tournaments, sharing with chess community, and they just help about some beginners and players who like to play some tournaments and have no time, or they have some time in specific periods from they play really good games from his homes, and that's really cool. You don't need to waste time, especially if you're not professional, to go on some tournaments, to spend some monies. I believe this is really good way to learn some serious chess playing these type of tournaments. Of course, when I worked with Jan, I said to him, please Jan, do not play that blitz and bullet games at the beginning, in the moments when we are working and when we are trying to figure out something deeper and to analyze, to learn him some interesting stuffs. Okay, White goes with his move c5, which is not, in my opinion, which is not the best move at all, and Black actually won some trades to reduce that White pressure. As you can see, c4, d4, he have the pawns into the center. We are without them into the center, and d6, e6, they are just lower than d4 and c4. And White now starts some trades with c5. I think that is not the best way, for sure. Probably bishop h3, or just standard classical stuff with queen d3, or finish your development and then strike on e6 is a better plan. In the position when we are when we have a lower space, like we have in these moments, we are Black is on the 6-7th rank, as you can see. We like to trade some pieces. That is very good for us, because we will reduce the White pressure, which was serious, and of course it was really difficult for Black to find some normal plan. Okay, what is going on? Rook b8. I'm sorry, I missed one move. Rook b1, rook b8, c5. First of all, what can we say about rook b1 and rook b8? Rook b8 is not necessary to be played in these moments. Probably White, Black can play b6, rook b1, b6, and after some discover attack, knight e5 or knight h4, Black can actually sacrifice his quality, his rook. And if White goes with something like knight h4, opening that diagonal a1, h1, a8 for the light square bishop, opening the sniper view for the sniper, we have something like bishop a6. So b6 instead of rook b8, knight h4, and bishop a6 give up from this rook on a8, but taking that sniper, and without light square bishop, White light squares around the king stays vulnerable. So b6, knight h4, for example, or knight e5 or something, bishop a6, and bishop a8, queen a8, very nice active play on the light squares. So when we are stuck, and when we doesn't have another option, we need to fight, and we need to sometimes we need to sacrifice some material, some pawns, to get normal game to get some initiative and counterplay compensation. Otherwise,
Hello, sorry for interrupting.
we'll be stuck.
Here my candidate move is pawn c6, as it would give my queen more room to navigate.
I'm sorry, just to check, Jan, can you hear me?
It would prevent his pawn to c6 after I moved b6, so maybe it's good, maybe it's not. And again, I don't like. I'm sorry,
Jan, can you hear me?
Pawn.
Just to check, can you hear me?
As always, I don't know. And we'll do some more thinking, as always. And Balind, please don't laugh at my thinking here.
It's not possible.
Yeah, I'm just not
happen.
Well, really prepared.
Can you hear me,
for
Jan?
Dutch.
I'm sorry.
I think experienced Dutch players know these kind of positions and know the plans behind it. I don't. That's why I need to think a lot. And yeah, we'll see.
I'm sorry, Jan.
Again,
can you hear
for
me?
Possible viewers here, I'm not watching the chats on Twitch and YouTube, and Balind is probably also not. So please don't worry if there are no answers. I will take a look after the game and then reply to everything that has been written, if there has been something written. Okay, more thinking.
I'm sorry, Jan, I interrupt you. Can you hear me? Hey. I don't know, maybe he don't hear me because of that he needs to play the move, and I hope you can hear me. I will check on Twitch. Yeah, guys, you can hear me. It's interesting. At some moment, I was worried about that. What is going on? Jan just enter in the room. He's telling he's sharing some thoughts, which is nice, and he goes back to think about this position. Yeah, it's crazy way to solve this problem about development. Rook b8, c6, and after cd bishop d6. Now it's almost forced to trade these bishops. Now it's almost forced. Mm-hmm. Now we are in really difficult position for black. It is not easy to find active plan after queen b3. Now we can see that knight on h7 completely lost the purpose. So every time, guys, when you have a knight on f6 and you don't have a blocked center, do not move your knight. Usually knights goes back on e8 or h7 in some specific situation. When do we have, for example, padlock e4 d5 against d6 e5? Then we can tell that the center is completely blocked, and the time is not important. We stopped a little bit. We stopped a little bit that. I'm sorry, I lost my thoughts. So d6 e5 against pawn chain e5 d5. When we have something like that on the board, then side attack goes well. In that moments we have a time to transfer the knight to make some rotation and bring him on the perfect square. Until that moment, you need to dynamically stay and make some dynamic balance into the center. Without knight, it's really difficult to organize a proper way to fight for the central squares. Basically, as I mentioned before, the knight is very strong into the center because he is covering two different central squares, e5 and d4, or d5 and e4. So only in the moments when the center is blocked, we are capable and we are ready to make some rotation with the knights, and that is good. Before that, some moves like knight h7, yeah, Jan played knight h7, we can tell about that moves that is a mistake. Anyway, Jan is just, you know, he likes to play and he's unexperienced in this particular position, and of course even much stronger players will have the big problem about this position if we doesn't know the ideas. That's the problem. That is the reason why we are learning all the time chess till the end of our lives, and we are at the end also we don't have a knowledge, complete knowledge about some positions. So in this case, it's really difficult for black because the bishop on c8 is undeveloped, the rook on b8 no purpose. Usually we need the rooks on the open files, and look at the white rooks, rook on b1 aiming on b7 naturally, and also taking the other squares on the b file, and also the rook on e2 is really flexible. I like that rook on e2 because we can double the rooks on the b or e file. Anyway, what can I say for black pieces? That also white lady on a3 is really cool. She's shining on the dark squares, making a serious pressure on the queen side, on the black queen side. Anyway, now is the moment to go up, to go forward with this knight, or to start development for our bishop. I don't see the other plan. Maybe some rook lift like rook f5, but that will be stopped with the move knight e5. So maybe the only rational move is bishop d7. I know for many of us this type of move is really difficult, and actually all the time is questioned why you know, like in every job, sports, war, we need to activate more.
Okay, hello everyone. This is Jan again. Sorry for
people.
interrupting. I think it's kind of equal. But going back to the original evaluation, K maps K for king safety. I think his king is way safer than my king. Material is equal. Then we have K maps A activity, piece activity. Yeah, my knight on the rim, h7, of course looks dim, as the old saying goes. But I tried to activate it. I'd like next to go rook f6 and then knight g5. So we see if that will be something doable here. So let's see, played something. Okay.
Yeah, white goes with the knight d5.
I would be him, of course. G6 looks tempting, but he's now also allowed to take c6 with his knight, as I cannot retake because of my rook. Let's think. Oh, and I just forgot the sniper on g2. He has double attack on c6. Okay, let's see. Sorry again. So how can I defend this? Of course, going back with the rook to a8. That would delete the threat, I think. But of course it would not. Then if he takes with the bishop, I take, he... Oh no, it works. I thought of a possible fork here for my queen and rook on b8. I don't know.
Jan is worried about the next moves, and that is obvious why. The reason is his pieces are
currently there are
completely
so many things
undeveloped.
happening here. So if I take the rook to a8, he is free to go knight g6, attacking my rook. My rook would go to... my rook would go to f6. He could check me on e7. I would need to go to king h8. Then he could go back to g6 check, and we would have a perpetual. I don't think that he would go for it because alone of time. But with my rook being there, it should work out. Let's go. We see time is running up anyway.
So what to say about this move? I'm not satisfied with this type of moves. Basically, Jan played rook b8 earlier, so try to, at the beginning, our job is one piece once. And if you are not sure where to develop your pieces, it's much better to think like this. I didn't use her before. I need to open something for that piece. I need to give some job for that piece. As I start the story about any sports or war or job, more peoples organize to work together and to do one job probably will be more efficient and more and better than if you leave some soldier to stay without fight, or some sports on the bench, sport guy on the bench, or worker, if you are paying them and they are just sitting into the corner. So like every job in chess, we need some improvement, some more pieces combine to work together. That is very, very important for us and for literally every development and every game. So rook a8 is something what I don't like because I don't like he's already played. Much better move in my opinion was queen to c7 and give the purpose for a lady. Do not keep her on the bench. So what will how this move white will punish, I don't know, but there is a many ways. Our dark square, young dark squares are completely vulnerable and very weakened, so we don't have the way to do something good, something which can solve our problems about development. So probably the better move was, yeah, as I said, queen c7, or maybe even move bishop d7. We'll see what's going on next, what's coming on next. Right, he's thinking, probably he's searching the best way to punish this passive black position. We'll see. So this knight g6 wasn't necessary, and usually without this knight e7 continuation, this type of moves are pointless. So I'm joking with my students and I'm telling that do not threat your opponent with empty gun. So why are you came there on g6? Do you actually want to give him a check on e7, and is that important? Does it give you some chances to make any progress? So in this moment, maybe knight e7, and he can take on c8, but basically Jan can recapture that with his lady queen c8, and she'll be protector for the b7 weakness. We'll see what's gonna be next, but I'm not sure is this the best idea for the opponent.
Sorry for interrupting again, just to finish the evaluation. So king safety, again, my king is under attack, I think. He's better. Material equal. Activity, he's way more active than I am. My rook, my knight looks bad. My bishop is restricted, so I think he's way better in activity. Pawn structure is we both have 3 pawn islands, and yeah, so that is kind of equal, I think. And space, he has also way more space, so he's not clearly better, but better for sure. Okay, what's happening here? Thinking. I think this is kind of all right. And if I take, he needs to retake. Then I can go bishop c d7, and then I have my rook free to move on a8. So that's probably something good to do, as I don't see any strange tactics or anything here. I probably do this right away. Did I say I can go? I'm in check, and then he takes, I retake, and he won the pawn. Okay, more thinking needed.
So as we heard, the Jan is thinking about that to take. That is a kind of salvation, but not every time. He wants to reduce the material, and that's it. Instead,
Often
in
it's
this
just
moment,
a matter of move order. Why don't I just go first? Bishop d7. Take. All good. Cannot take. Good. Check. Should be all fine. So I just do it. Yes. Because I lose the pawn on b7. As easy as it is. So, lovely Jan, super played, and I'm so stupid.
oh, Jan is not so stupid, and he just saying that because maybe he's not super satisfied with this position, but still it's playable. And bishop d7 is, in my opinion, the strongest move, and the move which gives him some chances, because g6 is hanging, and that is maybe what he didn't notice at first moment. So the main problem for him is, yes, inactive position, and really hard
Rook
way to
f7
develop
probably would have
himself.
saved the day.
So that bishop
Yep,
d7
that's what I'd liked.
was the best move.
But I didn't do it, and so again, one move blunder and bad. What happens now if he takes the pawn on b7? I still go with the rook. He goes here, boom, boom, boom. He also gets, yeah, probably that was a losing move, but that's chess and that's me. And yeah, I start getting angry.
Said that he starts to get angry, but that is not good in any particular period of game. He just needs to calm down and to see rationally what
And
is
more
going on
stupid
in
stuff
his
coming
position.
up. Why didn't I just take his knight? Well, if he takes, I take his knight, then he can take my... Oh, he's still pawn up. Yicky-yicky-yicky-kick.
Yeah, this seems really hard and difficult position for Jan. It's not possible to stop
Oh, now I'm getting really
white
angry
invasion.
because I spent more time thinking of, could I have taken his knight? So let's go back to the queen move. Queen e7. My queen is protected. No, it was not protected. That's why I couldn't take it. Okay, then I'm good again. But still, so bad. Ah, bad.
Yeah, now this position is really hard for black. Rook came on the 7th rank, which is well known. Good stuff for opponent. And yeah, we'll see how Jan can solve this. Whoa, he found this interesting Rook f7 move. He mentioned that earlier, but probably something else was better in that moment for him. So White trade the queens because he's stronger, and probably his knight goes on e5, which seems really tough decisions. What next? And basically, black is lost. Black had lost position. It's tough to say what next. What is the best answer for Jan?
Well, now we can just play knight e5. I need to go out of the way with the rook, so it's e7. Then he can just take the pawn. Really stupid. But I don't know if there is would have been a way to protect the pawn on b7, and we'll have to analyze that later on. But this is now lost, I think. Yeah.
Yeah, Jan is completely right about that. He's, I think, completely lost. Yeah, this rook e7 cannot help, but we'll see how opponent will finish this game. Will he take on c6? That's the question. Basically, the strongest move for him is knight. I hope Jan opponent don't watch this game, but actually it's really hard to miss these options for white. Many options lead him in winning.
Yeah, I'm just trying a little to see if he does a stupid mistake, but look at my pawns. If he just takes my bishop, I mean, I have 3 pawns isolated and material down, so it's clearly winning for him now. I just don't want to give up right away. Should probably do this. Let's see what Balind says afterwards, but yeah. Wasted time. But, well, not really wasted. I could learn more about the Dutch probably after watching the video on demand, all of Balind's comments, and we see. But still, I'm angry because I thought it was kind of okay, but I didn't see that with the b7 pawn and the attack on the... I'm still thinking of the other situation and have to take a look afterwards. Okay, let's see one more of his moves and then we see. And I wonder why he takes some. Yeah, I was wondering why he takes that much time, because it was all clear what's going to happen here. Take. I think taking c6 would have been better for him. Now it's just bad pawn structure, but he would have also had bishop takes, I retake, he takes with the knight, and he would have had a fork. So, yeah. Okay, is this worth fighting? He is +2, +3 soon. I cannot defend c. Yeah, I would just lose lots of pawns, and with his strength he's probably good to win with just one pawn up. So, as Balind has to also play his game in the afternoon for the first Serbian league, I'll probably give up. I don't see a way to win here or have some special moves. Perpetual is not in sight. So...
No, do not worry, and fight if you want.
Let's see, is Perpetual really not
fighting.
inside? If I go here, here... No, I don't see anything. It's not worth fighting. So I give up and put my headphones in, and then just see what Balind has to say. And then, yeah, congratulations, of course, to KarpovianPython. Well played. Nothing else to say. So, yeah, putting in the headphones here.
Hi, Anne. Can you hear me? You're really calm with your 59 frequency
heart rate. Yes. Balind, hi, I'm here.
Ciao.
I just resigned.
Hey, hi, and I watch all the time. I gave some commentary, maybe not the best, but I speak from my heart.
Yes.
And basically the main problem was your lack of experience about Dutch defense, and the development at the end was actually really bad. Nothing special to say. White pieces dominated this game. Basically, you help him to be fast as he was, and your undeveloped pieces was critical and crucial for this game. Interesting story. I also mentioned that, and I analyze a little bit the position around 9, 10, and 11th moves, because e6 is the most vulnerable square. You can wait a second. We can analyze that if you want. So I will share the screen. Not share the screen. I can share the study with your earlier games. So maybe you can we can analyze a little bit there. Just give me a second to arrange all of this.
In the moment, I will just take a look if there had been chat going on in either Twitch or...
Okay. So some short suggestions about future games in Dutch defense. You develop your knight on d7. That is what I don't like. Probably the better way is to develop him on c6, and later knight a5, aiming c4 vulnerable pawn. And also you have protection from your c8 pawn. That is benefit and plus about knight c6 instead of knight d7. Also,
Balind, wait a second. I
Mhm.
cannot follow as I'm just reading chat. And there
I'm
was
sorry.
a
Okay.
comment by Matt Chess. He said, "We hear you, but he is not listening to your commentary." Did you hear me what I said during commentary? Or during the game?
Yeah. Sometimes we late a little bit, and I hear your thoughts, and
Okay.
then I just comment, and I just said something about position.
Okay, I hope it didn't disturb you too much. All right.
No worries. I just stopped when you are saying something about your thoughts. I stopped that in that moment. So yeah.
Okay. Then we're good. So thank you, Matt Chess, for bringing in the info here. And also about the restart. Okay, just refresh and continue. That's good to know for next time. Always nice. And Mariko Play Chess on Twitch, of course. Thanks for the wishing good luck. And it helped a little, but not enough. So that's just what it is. Okay. So, but the interesting thing, Balin, to me is I knew about the possible problem on E6. Yeah. And
Yeah, you
I
mentioned
just
that.
couldn't find a way how to get rid of that weak pawn. Yeah,
Exactly. That is a moment you'll see, you'll hear, you will hear about that later. When you said, "Oh yeah, I want to play knight h7," basically you tried to solve that problem on some how to say, rude and unnatural way. That is, yeah, you want to go out from that choke, but it's not possible. And if you are forcing yourself, you'll be in one moment, he will shut down you and your options. So that was a problem with knight h7. Usually, the knight when the knight is on f6. He is naturally spotted there on c6, f6, c3, f3 because he controlled the two central squares.
Did you
And that is very
did you already
important.
set up the study?
No.
Okay, we can.
Would you like to set up that?
Yeah,
Okay.
I think I can do this. Hold on, I need to put
Yeah,
this
of
on.
course.
I
Also,
think it's analyzes board. Sorry, I just need to find out how to works. Okay, so we already have the.
just open the new study and invite me there so we can
Study.
share some comments and analyze this game
Okay, where can
directly.
I create? I don't have a study with my games here.
Just open
So
the new
just
one.
yeah,
Yeah, on
create study.
games and
Yeah, we are fine. Okay.
open
Yeah.
just empty one, add a chapter, and then
That's
add
all
this
fine. Yeah, sure.
specific game.
Okay.
Then add a member, and yeah, we are
Add
there.
members. Please invite only people you know. Do I know you, Balind? Yes, I do. So here we go.
So.
Big Lindbar is right. There you are. All right. And yes, that is done. So you're in, and I also put you as a contributor. Okay. So now you should be able to join it and move around. Okay.
Are you still streaming?
I'm still streaming. Yes, I do.
Okay, cool. Okay. So we can speak a little bit about this position. So c4, are we seeing?
Wait a little. I like to turn around, flip the board. Yes. No, I didn't because I'm all good. Sorry. Here we go.
Anyway, I can see that from the black perspective. So it's okay. So g3 was next, knight f6, and this is all good. And now what I can tell about this move knight e4. That was played earlier, but I'm thinking about that too. The better way for you is to finish your development earlier before you start to fight with these knights and start with some aggression. I think it's much better to finish your development and make your king more safe with a short castle.
Yeah, I remember
So,
when I
so
played it, I said exactly the same thing, basically.
So,
Yeah.
yeah, I'm sorry I
Mm.
late a little bit on the beginning of your game, and I didn't, you know, I didn't watch the directly stream. But
Yeah.
94 seems correct, but I will wait with that move
Mm.
until that moment when you made the castle. In this case, I'm not sure can he take this knight or not,
Mm-hmm.
and make this one vulnerable. Maybe some knight d4 or I'm sorry, maybe knight
Mm-hmm.
some knight d4 later or knight to e5, and this guy on e4
Mm-hmm.
could be vulnerable after, of course, knight e4 fe4.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, you played the opponent goes with the castle, and you
Mm-hmm.
took on c3. What do you think about this position? Did you like that in this moment, or?
Basically, it looks bad. Yeah, but here comes the fun part. I played it because from the opening preparation that I have about the Dutch, it was shown in
Mm-hmm.
some variations. And so I thought it would be just good to have that out of the way. And yeah, so.
So
Mm,
every time,
mm,
Jan, we can check just with a number of useful moves,
mm,
who is faster and who is better
mm,
developed. So our only active move is Bishop e7.
yes.
Usually we are not counting on the pawns.
Uh,
And at the beginning, move with the pawn is, like a wasted time. Usually, sometimes we need to do that, but basically we need to develop our knights first, as you do,
yes. Mm,
on f6
mm,
c6 and make a castle, and later we'll see what to do with with the bishops. In
yeah.
this case, you
Mm,
can see he have a castle, he have a, as you said, sniper from g2,
mm,
very strong piece, and knight on f3.
mm,
Also, the center is on his side after d4. So
yes. And Balind, the fun
castle.
part is I know the rule not to move a piece twice, but I even moved the knight 3 times. Just
So it's
mm,
not twice. You cannot
mm,
move that
mm,
twice, but three
mm,
times it's
mm.
it's okay.
Hey. Uh, mm,
So knight
mm,
e4
mm,
and this d6. For now, I think everything is okay. And
mm,
multiple games before are played in this particular position.
mm,
I mentioned that this guy, I'm sorry, yeah, Tukmakov Vladimir with
mm,
ELO 2581.
mm.
Played this type of game against Gerber Richard 1999, and in this moment, rook e1 is the crucial moment, and I mentioned this moment so much times during your game,
Mm,
and I said that he telephone you what he's gonna do next. So rook e1 is obvious move with a purpose to help about e4 move.
mhm.
And what are we doing now? When you know the next opponent move, and that is almost obvious for a lot of players. This is obvious why he played rook e1, and probably you also saw the idea of e4. So now you know he's gonna play e4 next move,
Mhm.
or he's planning to do in next few moves. Try to reduce his pressure and to slow down his activities.
Mhm.
So when you know he's coming with e4, you need to prepare yourself on the best possible way what to play against that.
D5.
Probably you
Mhm.
just keep forward with development and you play
Mm.
knight d7. In my opinion,
Okay.
this is the final, how to say, positional inaccuracy. And after that, white just goes with the flow. Everything happens on the very bad square e6, very vulnerable square e6,
Mm.
and actually you cannot solve that problem until the end of
Yeah.
during
Mm.
the game you had the problem. At the end, that was one of the reasons why you lost this game.
Mm-hmm.
So e6 vulnerable pawn is very, very important for you, and you need to find something what to do to cover that weakness. Anyway, in this moment, one of the most effective way to find some counterplay, in my opinion, is knight c6. I also had some ideas, of course, earlier. I played several times that
Mm-hmm.
Dutch defense. I mixed Dutch with French defense during the stream and game.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, knight goes on f6, but knight goes on f6 in some particular situation. When do we have the knight on f6? Then first of all we are going knight to e4, and knight on d7 is good now because he will give additional support for this knight.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
But you already played knight knight e4, you trade him, and now you cannot attack him on the proper way. It's not
Mm-hmm.
enough. It's not enough material to organize some attack,
Okay. Mm-hmm.
and that is something what is
Yes,
what
I was wondering. I think one of
smell
the
bad
plans
in
at the
this
Dutch
position.
def yeah, I thought one of the plans for the Dutch defense is opening up the king side and then attack on the king side, but I never had the chance because of lack of material, I think.
Exactly, lack
Mm-hmm.
of material was the
Mm-hmm.
problem, and when you trade some of your light pieces, basically you are staying without a very important attacker on f6. So
Mm-hmm.
if you have knight on f6, then I can agree with this idea, knight d7, and you will just replace the knight on f6, which is good. Or maybe you will play knight g4 and knight d f6
Mm-hmm.
in that situation. But now much better, and I think the only one we can check that with a computer. You can see the computer gives knight c6 and knight d7 move. But knight d7 probably with some other idea to push e5 pawn in some particular moment. Why I
Mm-hmm.
like knight c6 and why I prefer that knight c6? Because, as I mentioned, you will attack his c4 vulnerable pawn.
Mm-hmm.
Everything else is not not effective like that,
Mm-hmm.
and you don't have counterplay. You lost this game without some chances to fight because you didn't have any counterplay, and that
I
is
felt pressured all the time. I had nothing. I was only reacting, not acting
exactly
myself. Yeah, yeah.
exactly
Mm-hmm.
the main problem was Uh, you are stuck on the 6-7 rank without chances to make
Mm-hmm.
any rotation, and that's the problem. That was the problem during the game.
Mm-hmm.
Also, in that type of position, we are making some mistakes, like knight h7, because we can just ask us what else, what
Yeah, I
to do
hated
in
it
that.
afterwards. I just didn't find a way out.
Yeah, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So knight c6 was better way. Maybe you
Mm-hmm.
are ready for e4 with something like, I don't know, e5, or just wait with that. You can maybe
Mm-hmm.
play knight to a5,
Mm-hmm.
ignoring these problems. And
Yeah.
okay, now you spend that pawn and you don't have any more that trouble you had during the game. So knight c6, and if he's just sterile and he played, I don't know, something like knight queen c2,
Mm-hmm.
you can proceed with that standard idea you mentioned earlier,
Mm-hmm.
like maybe knight a5, or even this move is interesting. I'm not sure is that possible immediately, but you can see the
Mm-hmm.
discover attack with the knight is not big deal. For
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
example, I just want to check with the computer what he is thinking about this type
Mm-hmm.
of position. Yeah, bishop d7, and I during the game I mentioned that even if you
Mm-hmm.
bishop, who is the main protector for the king, and this square stays really vulnerable. So later you will reactivate your bishop on this diagonal and aiming some vulnerable squares like c4 or this longest diagonal. So at one moment that is a chance. So knight c6 also, if he ignore everything and he play just, I like to say, that grandpa move, you can just
Yeah.
push e5 and that's
Yeah.
it. Forcing him to do something and opening your bishop. That is the way how to make any progress in this position. After this knight d7, obviously e4 is coming, and you can see the position for him is +1. So what to do? I thought you're gonna take and push e5. Probably that is what I will do in my game. So I will just sacrifice back that pawn. Just a sec. I have trouble with connection. So rook fe4, rook e4. I hope.
Yeah, in the meantime, I take a look here.
Okay. So just fe4 when he takes with his rook. Probably you don't have, I don't know, maybe, I thought even about e5. And if he trade, you can maybe trade everything. You know, this type of position is that was on my mind. Of course, I need to trade first of all this one, but I'm speaking from a strategical way. If you manage this type of position, yeah, of course you have check and bishop h6, that is disaster. But let's speak about some normal stuffs, like for example bishop f6, and okay, what is going on? Nothing special. He have a double pawns, and you can compensate with your activity. That is what I cheers for you what to do. Maybe that was the way to go forward with that e5. Otherwise, e6 stays vulnerable, and you struggle million times. What next? So knight f6, rook e2. Rook e2 is a beautiful move because usually he after 5 moves you'll see he can double his rooks on the b file, or he can double his rooks on the e file.
Yeah, I
So
thought
that
about that too. Yes,
flexibility
correct.
gives him nice options. So now is the problem. I thought about queen e8, maybe queen e7. That is the way how to cover that, or maybe bishop d7, queen c8. Anyway, Jan, you have to develop your pieces. You lost because
Yes.
of undeveloped queen
I'm
side.
sorry.
Not nothing. I just what to say. I'm
Yeah.
sorry too. So h6, making a new problems on the g6 square, and yeah, this move is sterile, nothing special. He had a direct approach with knight h4, bishop a3, and now final moment. What transfer the knight to make some rotation. Usually when you have open or semi-open center, this knight move him. Rotation goes well when we have some chain like this one. e4, d5 against d6, e5. So we are blocking the central files, and then the old story is when the center is blocked, then side attack goes well. And both sides starts his rotation and aggression on that side where they are stronger. In this case, probably you'll be you can play on the king side instead of queen side, but no block center, and time is very important. So wasted tempi like knight.
You're
Yeah, I
cut off a
understand you
little,
want to
but I'm understanding.
change
Okay.
the knight, but you will not say you will not solve the problem about e6
Yes.
vulnerable pawn. So rook b1, and these are the final moments you need to develop yourself. Rook b8 is a c5 according to computer. Very ugly move. You said you immediately, and I didn't. So why I will laugh about after this move. Anyway, this is really tough position, and I understand you completely. You know, I will probably be in the similar situation if I'm black in these moments. No useful moves, and yes, you want to reduce a little bit material. 7 to protect that, or just to develop your pieces. Otherwise, this rook a8, that is, you know how big big problem after this
Yes.
move.
I would have never thought that c6 is such a bad move. Sorry, I'm just going back. Yeah, and knight f6. Where is c6?
In your because
Yeah.
do you have something
Okay.
on your mind, please?
c5.
Instead of rook a8.
Yeah, I'm just looking here. Sorry for the c5 and then my c6. I didn't think that it would be that bad.
The problem you are leaving your b7 pawn pinned, and c6 is vulnerable, and b8 is unprotected. So many other moves has priorities instead of that. So bishop d7, and as you can see, still playable. Even if you have the knight really badly spotted on h7, even you have undeveloped bishop and big pressure on the b file. But anyway, you should develop yourself. Otherwise, no way to play the game on the normal way. You said rook a8, rook f6. Yeah, he played queen e7. Rook e8 was slightly better, but this is the best move. The only protector for this weakness is lady.
Yeah, I didn't
She's
think about his
unprotected,
queen
so
move to e7 for a single second. It just came out of surprise here.
I understand that because his knight is hanging and this move is amazing. So when we are making threat, he's making a bigger threat, attacking the queen, and that's the problem. So bishop b7, rook takes here, and as you said, it's
Balind,
probably completely
let me
over.
check
He
something
traded
here.
everything, and at the end, after this,
let me just take a quick look. His queen move came in. So, yeah, I was thinking about, is it better to take with the queen? And yes, according to the computer, that would have been the better move. Just here. And now he takes this one,
from
and then
practical
it's still
way,
done. Yeah. Let's see. Okay, so take.
The situation is when he take our bishop on c8, b7 stays vulnerable, and he will catch rook b7. So c6, a6, e6, and as you can see, we have very bad
ugly. Yes.
situation about pawn structure. But after rook e7, that is even worse. I mentioned that.
Yeah, I was wondering why he was not playing that
in that moment. But knight c6 was of course preferable, and the position is lost completely, +5. Anyway,
and let
he
me
took
just
the
take
knight, and
just let me
still
take a quick
really
sorry.
tough
Just
position.
let me take a quick look at the move where I was thinking that I'm so super stupid. It was the bishop move where I left the pawn hanging.
Of course.
What was the better move here? Still the queen. Yes, okay.
No, you said
So
you are
didn't
so
really
stupid,
matter,
but
right?
you are
Yes.
not. You are just
Mm.
unexperienced, and that's the point. So
Okay.
only vulnerable square is e6. That is. Let's go back. So the next time, I believe, you should play first of all. For example, look at your knight here. Earlier on f6. So just castle, and as I mentioned, you have flexibility. Will you play Stonewall with this one, Stonewall, with this famous structure? And yeah, that is very important question. What he's gonna do and how he will arrange his aggression. So now I don't think that he needs to develop his pieces first. Rook e1 and blah blah blah. Million moves of preparation before something good came for him. So knight c3, and you jump, you help him a little bit. You waste 2 tempies.
Yes.
Anyway, in this moment, when we take here, that happens in some Nimzo-Indian structure. It's not important. Are you giving a dark square bishop or the knight? Usually, knight goes here. That is actually cool because you will play knight a5, b6, and bishop b7. You even don't need to push that d6 and make this one vulnerable. So that flexibility gives you a chances to play equal game. After this d6, that is a d6 is a standard model when you have the knight and when you have a queen e8 and queen h5 follow up with some aggression on the king's side. And he chose rook e1. Now, as I said,
yeah, we're good with that. But it was very
the only
interesting
way
because
is to
I
stop
noticed
his e4 move. And yeah, so knight f6 and now.
Yeah. So it's very interesting for me
You
because
notice?
whenever I play the Dutch, I'm very often stuck with exactly this position where the e6 pawn is the weakness, and I really need to find a way next time or pay more attention, especially where I have time not playing a blitz game, how to get rid of that bad situation. So that was really helpful, Balind.
So let's go back. We have two different ways. For example, my friend, very old and good friend, he's FIDE master. He's playing this variation. He likes to play that variation with the d6 and g6. So that is Leningrad, I think, story. So just g6, and when everything goes normal, like I don't know, c4, he goes d6, bishop g2, knight to f6, short castle, long castle. He will push d5, aiming this square, vulnerable square. But then what are we doing? We are playing knight d7, knight c3, normal stuff, and some kind of knight c5. And now you will choose, will you push c6, will you push e6, also e5 is okay, and you can transpose this position into the King's Indian story. Something like b4 doesn't work because you can open that, activating your sniper and aiming some more important targets. And yes, that is the way how you can solve finally solve this the problem about e pawn. So e6, e5, and you will skip that square e6. That's it. Problem solved. Or you will trade him.
Okay.
Anyway, in this variation you played, that pawn stays forever. In one moment I thought you maybe can play the something like d5 that was here, but obviously it doesn't work. You spend a lot of tempies for development. For example, now d5, but not good. Also here, I thought maybe you can do this one, but of course I'll not go back. For example, this is the only variation. Where are you good? Everything else is bad for us. Maybe knight b6.
Yeah, you're cut off a little, so okay.
Oh, but he will take, and you cannot recapture because the bishop is hanging.
Okay.
So serious issue with e6 pawn. I understand that is that is tough to solve that problem and find some eternal solution for that e6 pawn. Anyway, good game, and I hope next time will be better.
Yeah, the bad thing is that I lost, of course. The good thing is that I hopefully learned about the e6 bad pawn and how to prevent that in the future. And very cool. So, Balind, thank you so much for doing the commentating today. And I for sure will watch the video on demand, what you said during the game. Yeah, it's always interesting. And my favorite learning technique is repetition. So cannot hurt to rewatch the full video from the start. Okay. Do you have final words, Balind?
I just late a little bit for beginning, but anyway, I later I gave some opinion about the openings. You can check that. You'll see and hear my commentary. So maybe you will change something about your moves in the future. And also, I hope we can continue to make some commentary on about your next games, and I wish you luck for the next rounds on this tournament.
Super nice. Then I'm going to close the stream and wish you a very good day.
Yeah.
Okay,
you too.
Talk to you later. Bye-bye.
Talk to you later, Jan. Bye-bye. Ciao.
Okay, everyone, that was not really unlucky. It was just the lack of preparation. Well, not just, but yeah, it happens. And of course, I would have liked to go top 10, but didn't happen. And yeah, so everything is good. Wishing you all a good day. Thank you for following and watching. And yeah, please subscribe, of course. And have a great weekend. Bye-bye.